Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. It is with a heavy heart that we are sitting here today, but we are not here to mourn, but we are here to celebrate the life of a legend in the ICT space. He was not only just the founder of the organization, he was a father, he was a friend, he was a mentor, he was a husband, he was everything that you could ever wish for in anyone. From him. So today, he would be celebrating his 69th birthday, but unfortunately, since he passed on, we won't be celebrating his birthday. But today, we will be looking back at memories that we built together with this gentleman that has touched our lives in one way or another. Be it you met him once, be it you met him twice, met him more than just once. We had the opportunity of working with him, being with him in meetings, at events, and today we're here to pay a special tribute to our founder and director of Siyafunda Community Technology Center. We just want to reassure everybody that is here on this call that we will walk this journey step by step to continue the legacy that he's built over the years. So please allow me to share just a short tribute video that we just put together um, with messages from different colleagues, relatives, and from there we'll just allow for each and everyone to unmute and let us know, share their experience. You're welcome to share the link with anyone else that wishes to join the session. We are live on YouTube, so please allow me to share the video and while we wait for others to join us.
Every time I close my eyes, I see in front of me. I still can hear your voice calling out my name. And I remember all the stories you told me. I miss the time you were around. I miss the time you were around. But I'm so grateful for every moment I spent with you, 'cause I know life won't last forever. You went so soon, so soon. You left so soon, so soon. I have to move on, 'cause I know it's been too long. I gotta stop the tears, keep my faith and be strong. I'll try to take it all, even though it's so hard. I see you in my dreams, but when I wake up you were gone, gone so soon. Night and day, I still feel you are close to me, and I remember you in every prayer that I make. Every single day, may you be shaded by His mercy. But life is not the same, and it will never be the same. But I'm so thankful for every memory I shared with you, 'cause I know this life is not forever. You went so soon, so soon. You left so soon, so soon. I have to move on, 'cause I know it's been too long. I gotta stop the tears, keep my faith and be strong. Try to take it all, even though it's so hard. I see you in my dreams, but when I wake up, you are gone. Oh, there were days when I had no strength to go on. I felt so weak and I just couldn't help asking why. Oh, but I got through all the pain when I truly accepted that to God we all belong and to Him we'll return.
Right. Those are some of the tributes that we received from our various partners. A warm welcome to everybody that has just joined us. Um, we've all shared a different relationship with Uncle. So I'd just like to ask Jacques Fortin from Nemisa to please lead the road for us. You're welcome to unmute.
Wow, that was unexpected. Um, but to everybody, those who don't know me, Jacques Fortuin. I am from the National Electronic Media Institute of South Africa. And yeah, where do I begin? We I started knowing Smiley, I think that was way back in 2013 or 2012 somewhere, when there was not even a relationship between Amisa and Siyafunda. But it was the first time that I think I heard about Siyafunda, and I can't even recall the exact moment how that started. But we've known each other for quite a long time in terms of I've known who Smiley was in terms of Siyafunda and what he was doing. And I've always regarded Smiley as a visionary in terms of the ICT space. The things that he thought, the way that he thought, the things that he saw, what he wanted to do, and how he acted within the ICT space. Like some people mentioned now, he was a self leader. He was definitely somebody that cared a lot about his community and about other communities and about making a difference. A gentle giant, a truly phenomenal person. And Smiley leaves behind a legacy, but a legacy, he did so in leaving behind this legacy. He knew that it is also left behind in the capable hands of team that he built. And I know that the team left behind at Siyafunda will continue his great work and will continue striving towards reaching the goals that he put there and that he always strived for. So it is, like you mentioned right at the beginning, it's not supposed to be a sad day. It is a day where we come to actually celebrate somebody who was, like I mentioned, and like I think everybody knows, somebody who was really outstanding, who really stood out not only from the crowd in which you operated, but in terms of the ICT space where you operated and doing the things that he was doing via Siyafunda. I've not known Smiley as a business person, but I know that he was also a great business person. And if there's one thing I've always thought of, and I've spoken to Samir a number of times, and I was quite surprised when Samir actually told me that, there were many times when with Smiley actually pushed Siyafunda to go and do training, and I know that they did the training, and they were actually not even paid for that by the various institutions or for where they actually did the training. So we really have lost a pillar of the ICT community, and you have touched and changed the lives of thousands, literally thousands in our country, and you will always be remembered. And my prayers are with the Smiley family, with Smiley's family. but also with the whole of Siyafunda. And as said, that he will continue walking in this big man's footsteps. Thank you. Yeah, let me not get emotional more and just say thank you, and let's always remember Smiley. God go with
Thank you
all of
very
you.
much, Mr. Shahs, for leading the way. As we know, Uncle Smiley was known by many. And these are just some of the partners that have just joined us. We also have family members that are joined on the Zoom call. So if there's anyone that would like to just step in and speak, you're welcome to raise your hands or let us know in the chat if you'd like to speak, and then we then give you the opportunity. Next up, I'd like to call upon Dr. Shafika Isaacs. Prof. Shafika has a long relationship with Mr. Ahmed Ismail. They come from a long way, and whenever there's a project to be done, Dr. Shafika reaches out to Siyafunda for us to collaborate and see how we can work together. Dr. Shafika? Okay, looks like she's dropped off the call. So as we know, we'll just try and get Dr. Shafika back on again as soon as she's back. So just to share the journey, Siyafunda was established back in 2006, and through the years, Siyafunda established a network of partners. So in this next segment, we're just going to allow a few partners to step in and share their experience, their memories with Mr. Ahmed Ismail, and then we'll also allow some of the family members as well as the Siyafunda staff to share a few words. So calling upon first Zulfa Mangera. She is the founder of Zulfa Consulting and Training that is based in Nigel in South Africa, and she does quite a various number of things. She is our health and safety officer at Siyafunda, assisting us with compliance, making sure that we are all compliant. Sister Zulfa, don't forget to unmute.
Thank you, Sister Faiza. I've just unmuted myself here. So today, while my heart is heavy, and mourn the loss of really our beloved Smiley, may God give him Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah. I just want to acknowledge and give thanks to God for bringing Smiley onto my journey. He is really the reason that I could open Zulfa's Consulting and Training in the year 2010. I have registered this company in 2006, but with all the hassles and the struggles and the challenges, it was not easy for me to open the doors. And then I reached out to Smiley in 2010, and he has really, really assisted me with the information of ICT that I needed to be able to open the doors, and created a community knowledge center in Nigel at the doorstep of our people, where I could assist people with computer training during the day, during the evening, and Saturdays. So really, since then, he has walked the road with me and Zulfa's Consulting. And for me, this is such a privilege, alhamdulillah. If it wasn't for him and Siyafunda, I don't know where I would have been and where my community would have been without this. So I'm really fortunate to have known a man of such stature, a man of his stature, a legend, a visionary in ICT, really for the upliftment and the development of communities and communities near and far. Really, for me, this is a God-sent man. Zulfa's Consulting is forever grateful, and I'm very proud to be a product of Smiley and Siyafunda's environment. And we will definitely continue his legacy where we operate with the will of God. So really for me, very, 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 very fortunate to have been amongst his team and also to contribute to his team, such a strong team. You can see what Smiley has installed in them, and I'm so privileged to be a part of them and that I can contribute a little bit that I do. So really, I look forward to you guys holding my hand as Smiley has done and not forget me. And yes, I will be there for you too. So really, thank you very much. And I really want to say that must give my condolences to Smiley's family. He's got such a big family. Whether it's biological family or not, Smiley really has a big heart and has touched many, known and unknown. So from Nigel's side, we are forever grateful, and we wish that Allah grants him Jannatul Firdaus. Alhamdulillah, shukran. Thanks, Sister Faiza.
Thank you, Sister Zulfa, for those words. We will surely continue to work the journey that you've started with Uncle Smiley and walk a few more miles, impacting the community. His passion was always about empowering, and not just empowering anyone. He was more about female empowerment. So we have our next center that is based in Olivenhout. So we've got Ingrid Ramabu. She's based in Olivenhout, Bosch, and she's been a long-standing partner, same as Zofa, offering the same services, same training that we offer here at our headquarters. Ingrid, you're welcome to unmute.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Ingrid. How are you?
We're good, thank you. We're good. It's Lindy who's speaking. It's not Ingrid, but she's as well here.
All right. Please share your fondest memories as well as your learnings that you have taken away from the relationship that we all had with Mr. Smiley as a community partner.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, and then as well as celebrating Mr. Smiley, uncle, our uncle. Like I said, I'm Lindy. I joined Oliven Development Association in 2016, where I was looking for a place where I can do my work experiential so that I can graduate at the college. And when I get there, I found that Siyafunda, which it was owned by our late, was the one that the Siyafunda was our service provider for issuing our certificate for EUC. And till today, we are still with the Siyafunda with the courage and as well as the help of Smiley. So everyone, you can say that from 2016 till today, I think it's very, very many years, and the center manager will tell us when did they start relationship with Siyafunda, but I started the relationship from 2016. So we did so many things with Siyafunda, and then we are still continuing with that. We did a JASA where the Siyafunda was helping us with empowering women in terms of starting their own businesses, and then as well as we had some trainings called She Will Connect, and then I had Siyafunda donated the pieces to Oliven Development Association, as well as the printers. So we are still using those. And then, yeah, that's what I know in terms of Mr. Smiley. And we just say, may his soul rest in peace. Today, we are just celebrating all his good things that he did. It's not only for ODA. I can hear there's someone all over the Africa. So I think that's all for me. We really get helped through the Siyafunda and Mr. Smiley. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Lindy. Ingrid?
Good day, Sis Faiza. Good day, team. Good day, colleagues. I just wanted to show my face. I don't have my glasses on. I don't know what's happening. Okay,
Yes, your video is on.
So wow, Uncle Smiley. Yeah, Uncle we worked with. As Oliven Development Association, we like to really pass our condolences to the family. We are also equally hurt because we knew that whatever program was coming by, he wouldn't let it pass. Since 2013, that's where we initiated the relationship, the partnership. And he was keen to say, in your area, there shouldn't be any other organization within 500 meter space that does the same program, because then you'll develop a competition which might not be healthy to your work. And by so saying, he really showed us that wherever we have meetings, he'll attend our meetings for AGM. He will attend the programs for the kids whenever we do the year-end programs. Like he wanted to be involved and see exactly what is it that the organization was trying to achieve. And we really feel that we have lost part of us. And I believe with the Siyafunda team, we are still going to continue together, pushing this development into the IT world. And wow, I like the program where we were doing coding. And because it brought some light to us, even now, we're still continuing with Accenture SA for the Saturday classes. You know, our young champions are always the ones excelling. I'm not saying other townships are not doing well, but with Oliven kids, they'll always be tops on whatever they're doing. Because Auslind is also the one that is giving guidance to them, and they really enjoy the space of IT. Thank you so much. We'll really miss him.
Thank you so much, Ingrid, for sharing. Ingrid mentioned one thing, competition. Uncle Smiley always used to say that we don't have a competitor. And if we have the same goal, why should we compete if we're going to bring about change to the community? And we we cannot do it alone as an organization. Hence, we try and collaborate, hold hands with different organizations, walk the journey together. From the years that we've started till today, we've impacted many learners. Thanks to our partners for being dedicated, being out there, having that vibe to say, I am going to go out there, bring about the change that is needed within my community. We have a hand from our other partner that is based in Mamelodi, Nhlanhla Stole. You're welcome to unmute.
Greetings to you, Faiza, and all the partners of Siyafunda. My name is Nhlanhla Stole. We are based in Mamelodi. We became partners with Siyafunda since 2017. But what I remember mostly regarding whenever we started our trainings and everything, whenever we started the partnership, I remember on the words that the previous speaker said. I remember I wanted to start in Ekangal Stronghold Spray. Then Uncle Smiley said to me, "No, you need to relocate because of Stronghold Spray is a little bit small." And then I think at that time, Ali was busy then. So he said, "No, you need to find another place, not around that place because of you will compete regarding the people." Then that's when I relocate and then went to Mamelodi. But the most important thing that I like about Uncle Smiley, it was like it would give you an opportunity even whenever you didn't believe on something. Because of I remember when we started, I just had an end user certificate, and then but I had a vision. Then when you sit down and talk to him, and then he said to me, "No, you need to go this direction." He would advise you and give you the right people to talk to, especially the team in Siyafunda. He would say, "Okay, I talk to this kind of a person. I won't attend the meeting, and then let us see how you're going to work." That's when I remember when we started with Africa Code Week. Even we move forward and then we had all the necessity, all the documents and everything so that we can start running all the programs that we are running today. Even now we have also instructors who are doing the Cisco Network Academy, which we were assisted by Siyafunda. And so everything that we want to say, we say thanks to Siyafunda, and we ain't going nowhere. We are going to work together as we did, and then we hope the legacy of Uncle Smiley will grow from where he left. We are going to grow it up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, and Fanta, for sharing that. Uh, Through the words of our partners, you can tell the dedication, the love that Uncle Smiley had for the work that he actually started with Siyafunda. And if you take note, everybody's just referring to Uncle Smiley as Uncle Smiley. He was not a boss. He never ever wore the hat of being a boss. He would allow us to call him at the office. We have a team that calls him Dade. We call him Uncle. There's never a time we addressed Uncle as Boss Smiley or Boss, we need this, Boss, we need that. He he initiated a relationship that with his staff, he doesn't want to be in a senior position. I remember one time we went for an event and he asked me to speak at the event and he's like, no, I'm just in the background. Pfizer and the team are the ones that are leading the organization. I'm just there, here and there. And to move on with this journey, he gave us the confidence that we never ever had, the confidence in ourselves. Never did I think I'd stand in front of a class of 20 students and teach them on computer skills. But he used to motivate you on a daily basis that you can do this. Try doing it this way, try doing it that way. And definitely you grow as an individual. We do get feedback that is critical, which is good, which is called constructive feedback. And we also have just the feedback just to bring you down. Never was there a time that we got feedback from Uncle that would just bring your spirit down, be it whether you are just someone from the community, staff members, community partners, he would treat everybody the same. There's nothing such as in terms of positions and all of those stuff. So on the call today, we are joined by various stakeholders. Um, the next speaker I'm going to invite is a friend, it's a stakeholder. They've been together, they sit on the same board. Mr. Eric Tebe, please unmute. Let us know of the fond memories that you've shared with Mr. Smiley as a friend and also sitting on the ITA board.
Hello, everyone. I think Pfizer, you got me on the wrong time. I was not preparing anything. I was going to listen. But firstly, I need to introduce myself. So I am Eric Tebe. I am a public sector strategist, and I also lead the sustainability from HV perspective. My other hat, I am the vice chairperson of the ITA, and I served with Mr. Smiley on the board as a young person. And I think 3-4 years down the line, I had the pleasure of working with him just to really position ourselves. And I think as a young person that I was going into that space was to really challenge the status quo on how young people can really make an impact. And I think he gave me that opportunity where I could see he's really doing a lot of things around young people. And I think I worked with him from then. We built many programs, and even today he is part of our board members. And I also want to implore or encourage some of the guys in Siyafunda to be part of the ITA. Mr. Smiley really made quite an impact with the young people that we work with. He really does encourage us as individuals also to grow, to make sure that the skills that you've got, you should not keep them for yourselves. And I also want to make sure this is something that we need to leave as part of his legacy, is that as many of us, we are getting learnings from Siyafunda, we getting extended stakeholders around learning some of the skills that we need to adapt in with. Do not keep those skills to yourself. Reach out, be the ambassador of Siyafunda or any other platform that you are whether you're an extended partner for Siyafunda. The beauty about when I met Mr. Smiley, I think it was the first conversation was really about how do I take the young people, and I always use this scenario. I said I wished one day I would take young people and get a big flight, take a lot of young people in South Africa, put them in a country in US, just for one day. And my reasoning there was to really awaken the thoughts that some of us don't realize the opportunities that lie before us. And I think what Mr. Smiley was trying to do with us was to really position many of us to understand there's lots of opportunities in South Africa. And I think for me, what was powerful with Mr. Smiley was really we kind of like ethics and values of what we want to achieve. That was brought me closer to him. He believed in smaller businesses. He wanted to make sure that those smaller businesses succeed and they are sustainable. And I think for many of us that are young people, do not wait for getting the funding. I think the best thing to start your business is always to start with a customer, but it's always to start. And I think this is the biggest thing that I think we need to understand around Mr. Smiley's legacy is really to talk about how do we get young people that are doing this type of skills. And I think the story that also resonates with me is also about Miss Pfizer when she shares her story. It's kind of like every time I want to cry, but I think it's many of her that are doing the great work that needs to be acknowledged, like silent heroes. How many of these silent heroes can we have? We can have many more, but those stories are not ventilated in any other platform. Let's not keep Mr. Smiley's wonderful story hidden to this platform only. It should be something that each and every one of us carry and go all out in any areas where we are going to encourage our youth people to go come and do these programs. Why? We need our youth people to be the carriers of the future. Africa today, Southern Africa, 70%, according to stats, 70% is youth. Now, how do we get our youth people to be getting the future skills? We need to ready them now, because if we don't adapt, we're going to have a very big implosion in the future. And I think our youth people have got lots of solutions that they can actually address South Africa. And I firmly believe that we can get our youth to achieve this. I came from nowhere. I was in overseas, but what I also understood was South Africa is quite a unique place. When you are outside, you actually see the potential and the power of what South Africa is. And I think if many of us that are here don't realize the opportunities that lie before us that are in the table, will miss out. Somebody from outside will come here and grab those opportunities. I think for the guys that are young, that are coding, there's wonderful work that Siyafunda is doing. And the last part that I actually had a very good runnings with Siyafunda and Mr. Smiley is when they became part of my biggest program, which is my Digital Equity Accelerator. And that program was to really get about 100, I think we had about 108 application of NGOs that are doing similar great works as Siyafunda, but we had to shortlist to 3 in the country, and we got 3 powerful guys that are really doing great impact. I think from what these guys are doing, and I've been hearing the partnerships with many of your guys that are actually going in getting PCs. As HP, we're not only here to sell PCs, printers, but we also want to partner with like-minded partners like Siyafunda that are reaching out to communities to make sure that they've got an economic change and outlook in their lives. The PCs that many of you guys have logged in, whether it's a phone or what, that tool in front of you can be used to really change someone's life. And I think with those words for me, I think Mr. Smiley empowered me to be the youth person that I am in the board. I've taken on the leadership role to empower myself, to also make sure that the youth people can contribute. I want to encourage every one of you guys, wherever you are, your voice matters. Do not be silent, and keep what you've learned and not share it with everybody. And I think with the last thing that I also got from Mr. Smiley, volunteering your time. That was the most powerful thing. And I think we use it within HP. It's quite a powerful thing and it also heals. I think for many of us that don't understand the power of volunteering, in many times you'll want to be paid. And I will tell you from my side, specifically over the weekends, I spent like tremendous time going and volunteering my time where I can assist where necessary, where I can speak to schools. Make time that you can speak to. You don't know how many of the kids that are nourishing or waiting for you to really change their lives. Because if you don't do it today, who is going to help that child that really needs your words to change them to become like a Pfizer that we see today? I think many of us have got powerful stories, but those stories are not shared. We had good people like Mr. Smiley that would recognize there are young people that are able to contribute. I don't say none of you guys that are here. I'm saying if you were not, start today. That's my last word for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for those words, Eric. Volunteering is it's a huge key word. Uncle Smiley always likes giving back to the community, be it giving his time, dedicating his time to be there, dedicating his time to attend an event, dedicating his time. Sometimes it's not just about giving or receiving money in return for what you are doing. And it's something that mentioned as the first speaker, that Siyafunda, the training that was conducted, and due to budget constraints, Siyafunda always made it possible to go out and do the training and cover the expenses, not because we just want to be there, but the person sitting on the chair behind the table always needs the skill that we have to offer. I have the necessary skills. If I sit with those skills and I enclose myself in one corner, I'm not empowering anyone. There's a famous line that goes on that empower a male, you empower just a household, right? But empower a female, you empower generations and generations. Why? Because as a female, you have a child. Whatever that you've learned, you pass it on to your child. Whatever your child has learned, they'll pass it on to their friends, their children, to their children, to their children, and it becomes generational. Many of us as youth don't like volunteering. And I have to say, my whole journey, Eric keeps referring to my journey with Siyafunda. And I remember last year when we presented, Uncle Smiley was not well, but he made it a point that he joins us for the lunch because I was the one heading or representing Siyafunda for the Digital Equity Accelerator Program. And it just goes down to our youth. They're not willing to volunteer. I started off as a volunteer, not earning anything, just coming in, gaining experience, learning skills, because we understand when you come out from matric, you're just a normal person. You don't have any skills. The only skill I acquired was Siyafunda. Siyafunda might happen to be my first and last job. This is where I built my career from being someone that was just sitting at home. And hence why Eric is always referring to my story. Um, Uncle Smiley saw the passion, the dedication that he saw, and he felt that he needs to nurture that, grow it in order for us to continue and empower other people. And being at Siyafunda for almost 8 years now, I got to learn, interact with many people. Whatever that I learned, I always have the motto that whatever I learn, I'm not going to keep it to myself, but I'm going to share it with anyone else. It can be the easy way, it can be the hard way. It just depends on what motion you found me on. Next up, we have a partner that we work with. I know Oliver Hood Development Association made mention of a project that we've been running, and we've had a partnership with Junior Achievement South Africa for many years. We've done the Youth Enterprise Development Program, which is to empower out of school youth with entrepreneurship skills. And Siyafunda has been their number one partner for this program, where Siyafunda provides the facility, but we are not here to present what each of the organization does, but we are here to celebrate the collaborations, the partnership that was brought to us by the very legendary gentleman, Mr. Uncle Smiley, Mr. Bonga Kumalo.
Thank you, Faiza, for the opportunity to speak in this event. Such a great man, a humble soul, in the person of Uncle Smiley. I got to meet Uncle Smiley, I think, some years ago. I think being introduced by Uncle Abdul Raja, working with the then Executive Director Linda McClare, and I also worked with Uncle Smiley during the tenure of the former Executive Director Nelly Mufokeng. So also I have a journey like yours, coming to junior achievement as a program support officer. Smiley was there. And also during my tenure as a programs coordinator, we work with Uncle Smiley. Now today as National Programs Manager, still work with Uncle Smiley. So the journey with Uncle Smiley is a very interesting one. And we are grateful to God for having borrowed us such a soul. And there are two things in life. There are things that we learn in school, which we get degrees and certificates from, but there are things that we don't learn from school and we learn from other people. So we catch from other people. There are things that are caught, there are things that are learned. And what I've caught for myself from Uncle Smiley is rather humility, that one needs to be very humble. Uncle Smiley would relate to an executive person and also would relate to people of our caliber at lower levels. So that is for me a great soul and a great impact. We've worked with Uncle Smiley when we launched our, as you have mentioned, our youth enterprise development programs. Siyafunda was the first partner that we partnered with in terms of spreading our out-of-school programs. We've run the Youth Enterprise Development Program with Siyafunda in Palm Ridge. We've ran with Oliver Node Bosch. We've ran with Cosmos City, and numerous centers that we've ran with across the country. That network came as a result of Siyafunda. Even to date, we still run with some of the centers that we were introduced to by Siyafunda. And obviously, we would continue to interact and partner with those centers and continue the legacy of Uncle Smiley. Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. We are very grateful for such a soul, and we cherish the partnership that we have with Siyafunda CTC. And thank you very much for the opportunity. And we are grateful to God for such a soul. And all of us in this meeting, we should take it upon ourselves that we should be able to die empty. Uncle Smiley was packed with grace. He was packed with gifts that he emptied himself. Hence, he was able to impact our lives, whatever state you are, whoever you are, and we want to. And he has left a legacy on this planet, meaning that he has come from heaven to earth to make an impact. And all of us, we should be wishing to be like him. I, for one, to be like him, to make sure that we positively impact the lives of the young people. And irrespective of the circumstances that we find ourselves in, we should continue with what we know that is right. We should continue with what we know that can make a difference in this country, whether it's at a primary school level, whether it's out of school level, whether it's a high school level. We should continue with what Uncle Smiley has left us with. And we will be there with you, Siyafunda. We will continue the journey and achieve what together what Uncle Smiley has always desired and wanted to witness in the lives of young people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bonga Kumalo. We hope to work with you and walk this journey with you together. Going back to collaborations and partnerships, we have a department that we always work with, and they are part of the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies. We dedicate our lives for this department. We travel with them to various programs to empower youth in different provinces. I'd like to next invite Tandim Lalose. They are part of a division that it deals with youth, women, and persons with disability. And we've been in partnership with the Department of Communications since 2009. Unfortunately, I was not part from the beginning, but I got to work with them and interact with them through my journey here at Siyafunda since 2017. And as part of the partnership and collaborations with the department, Siyafunda is the training partner that goes out and trains digital skills, and they've got numerous programs that they run. The core one that was started was 365 gender-based violence, where we empower women or gender-based violence victims to come out, stand there, be independent, because sometimes you find yourself sitting in a position because you have nowhere to go, or you have nowhere or no skill to actually do something for yourself. And this is where the Siyafunda plays a huge role. Just this week, we were busy with a session where it was conducted by our team members, Sharon and Amos, in collaboration with the Department of Communication. Ms. Tandim Lalose.
Thank you very much. You'll just have to see my face only, then I will close my private phone. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thanks to be on this platform. We are still in the school doing the same thing that you are talking about with Siyafunda. But let me start by saying that thank you very much. I acknowledge the Siyafunda team. I acknowledge the stakeholders working with Siyafunda. I want to agree with the speaker, the latter speaker that was saying Mr. Ismail was the very humble man. Every time when I go to him and cry about wanting to implement, Mr. Smiley will just say to me, Mam Tandi, everything will be fine. And he will also sort me out. You know, he was a man of shorter words, but a man that was able to fix things. He will not want to listen to you when you are crying and complaining. He will always want to find a solution. I want to also say that Mr. Smiley, as you are saying, that you have started working with him for many years. He has worked with everyone, most branches in the department. We have so many. We have about 6 branches. I can talk about a branch, the branch where I'm in, where he has worked under the digital skills strategy. He has been part of the development of the digital strategy. My colleague, Nozipo, if he was here, he will agree with me. Mr. Smile has participated in many programs in the department. In fact, he has been part of the shaping of the digital skills in the country, because most of the programs that we were doing, in the department, including the ICT integrated policy that the department has done. Mr. Smiley was part of that process when we're developing the policy. So you can talk about a man that was there all the time, a man that never complained that I don't have money of this and that. Like you were saying, Faiza, that he will pay for you to go and attend or do the work. Just last week, we were at Mtata. He has paid for your colleagues to come and do the training for the department, the training for training persons with disabilities in the center. We are currently now in Western Cape, in Quwwatul. The program has not finished, Faiza. We're still training learners with disabilities in the school called Itembaletu in Quwwatul. You know, the happiness that is bringing to these learners, it's amazing. You know, knowing that Siyafunda has been there to assist. And it always gives me a pleasure to say, I know that Siyafunda will be there when we go out to the communities. You have spoken about programs that we have been doing with yourself. You've been part of many programs. I won't repeat on what you have said because we have mentioned programs that we have done together, but I can talk about yourself as a team, Siyafunda. The knowledge that Mr. Smiley has inserted on you to ensure that you are able to train. We've been saying in the department, every time when we're supposed to go to communities, we know that Siyafunda, the team is able even to train people that never seen a computer. But yourself, you've been very skillful to do that. And we always say, I say that to Jacques. I saw that Jacques was talking and I was not able to hear him because I was still in the class. You are also assisting Nemisa to do the training that we are doing together. And we are really thankful. And we, as much as we're not supposed to cry, my heart was very sore when I heard about this. And, you know, it felt that everything is shattered because I know government does not have enough money to go out and be there. But when you know that Siyafunda and you know Mr. Smile, you will be crying on Mr. Smile to say, I don't know what to do, but I still want to empower people. I always say his passion is the same passion that I have because in many times I complain when things are not done, when people are not empowered, because I know that when society is not empowered, then you have a stagnant society. But with the love of the empowerment of everyone, because I can't say persons with disabilities, I can't exclude women, I can't exclude youth. We have everything that we needed from Siyafunda. When we go and train youth, Mr. Smile will just assist us financially and assist us with the empowered team like yourself that will go with us and do these trainings. So really he has worked very hard in ensuring that South Africans are empowered. If we were to talk about the statistics, I'm telling you the numbers are very huge of people that he has empowered. And everywhere where we are, they will come back and say, please come back and do the training again. Even here, there are learners, because it's a special school, there are learners that are a bit slow. I already committed yourself as Faiza and the team to say, please assist the school because other learners are not the same as others. They are not going to finish this coding. We are busy with the coding with Siyafunda here. But I'm just saying to them, I'm binding Siyafunda to at least, even they connect online, to continue with the training so that these children will be happy. But I'm telling you, you know, the move here it's so good and people are happy and they're hearing about this Siyafunda. Many are saying, hey, we didn't know about this organization, but we will knock in their doors because many people want to learn, wants to have a skill. We have done quite a lot of work with Siyafunda. Like I'm saying, when statistically, when you talk about the stats, there are so many numbers that we have, a number of people that we have trained in the country. But we also train on digital skills, on empowering women on digital skills. under the program National Empowerment, ICT National Empowerment Program. In that program, we started and we worked with Siyafunda and trained women who never seen computers, who know nothing about computers. That in that program on its own, Faiza, before we talk about 365, it had a huge number of people that were trained. So I can go on and on when you talk about the work that we did with yourself and the department. Mr. Smile started to work with us when we were Department of Communication. We moved to the DTPS. He was still working with us. And now we are DCDT. You are still there to work with us. But the caliber of yourself as a team, you are the one that are making us to glue to you, because we know that you can, as long as you have a platform, you are able to do amazing work in training people, because us is just a coordination. Just now, because of the situation, we have just sent a request to our DDGs to say we are left with 3 provinces that we still have to do, and we really need Siyafunda. We understand that financially the organization doesn't have, but we are requesting the department to assist in traveling so that we can go with Siyafunda. So I really wish that you continue, have the same spirit that Mr. Smile had, and continuously train even others to join you, so that you know your journey becomes a continuous one. I agree with you. When we met you, there were others, and others are not there now, but continuously Mr. Smile was always there, and he empowered as many people as he did. Even with Siyafunda, I mean, even with Nemisa, there are so many trainers that you already done working with Nemisa. So thank you very much for this opportunity. You'll never finish the good work that Mr. Smile has done. I'm just a fraction in the department that he's been working with Mr. Smile, and sometimes at work, they say to me, when I can talk about Siyafunda, everything ends, because I always defend anything that comes and say Siyafunda will do it. They say to me, you don't see others, but you only see Siyafunda. It's because of the good work and the way you are able to teach people at the very lower level in terms of their understanding with digital skills. So thank you very much, Siyafunda and the team. Thanks, Faiza, for giving me this opportunity. I heard Miss Linda, she said she will join your team tonight, I think today or tomorrow. But I decided that let me just take this opportunity, because students are still on break, and just give this talk about the strong man that has been there in our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mam Chandi, for those words. Next up, at this point, I don't have any words to say. I'm a bit emotional, but I'm trying to keep strong because I need to keep the show going. If the host cries, what happens to the attendees? They'll also cry. So I'm trying to keep strong so we all don't cry. I'll cry after the session. Next up, I'd like to invite the team. They not only have been through the journey with Siyafunda, but they're currently based at the masjid. I'd like to invite either Zaida or Amina, Apa Zahida, Apa Amina, anyone to speak on your relationship and journey, your learnings from Uncle Smiley.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum
I
salam.
hope everyone is well, and good morning, everyone. I will speak both on my experience with Siyafunda and currently now with NQI, which is our Madressah. All in all, if there's anything I can say about Uncle Ahmed, we call him Smiley, as Faiza has been saying, is that he has been such a great leader from the beginning. I think he never once wavered and changed himself or anything like that, or experienced another side of me that could potentially be like, oh, I didn't know he was like this. He's always been such a gentle, soft-spoken person, and he's always been such a great leader. As I said, he will not micromanage. He didn't like that style of leading.
Sister Zaida?
Okay.
Sorry to interject. Your microphone is not so clear. Would you mind speaking closer to your headphones where you have your microphone?
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
Perfect.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. As I was saying, that he was such a great leader. He is not someone who was going to micromanage you or make you feel like you're inadequate, you don't know what you're doing. He had so much faith and he believed in us that we were capable. So if we had projects at Siyafunda, he would make sure that, like, he'll check in, but it was not to make you feel like, okay, you're running out of time or anything. So with that, you pick up that when someone has faith and trust in your abilities, you really have to show up, because when you don't, you actually, in a way, it's a way of like you're disappointing them and you're disappointing yourself or potential that they see in you. So working under Uncle Ahmed has been such a great pleasure. And I can say, like, it's really sad that we won't see his smile, and that he has such a successful smile, but you knew it came from a good place and it made you feel like home, and being at Safunda was so great. I got to experience amazing opportunities, and being a woman, experiencing IT when it was at its peak, when it was just getting, introduced and people were getting into it, was really amazing. I joined Safunda in 2018. Had a great opportunity. Also started as a volunteer, alhamdulillah, but then I met and had amazing opportunities and met many, many people that I don't think I would have had the pleasure to meet had I not been accepted into the Siyafunda family, because at the end of the day, as much as it's a working environment, it really genuinely did feel like a family at the end of the day. We had so much amazing times, and struggles there and there, but we are a family and we kept us going. And I hope and I make a lot of duas that the family that is currently behind and uh, still with Siyafunda, they hold each other and work together, support each other, communicate, be effective in your communications, get your points out and clear, so that everybody knows what needs to be done and everybody is playing their part as a team, as a family, inshallah. Now I will refer to MQI, the amazing work that he has been doing as our Ameer, our leader in our Madressah. For those who don't know, a Madressah is a place for our Muslim kids. They go to, it's an after school program that we do. They learn and gain their Islamic knowledge that they have to practice on a daily basis. So with Uncle Ahmed being an Ameer at MQI, honestly speaking, I think more than anything, everybody now will be really all crying, because we know we will, at this point, we will never get anybody like he was such an honest and just and being just, and he really is an exemplified he exemplified the essence of our faith, of our religion, having compassion, speaking with kindness, be soft with your speech. He really was a compassionate human being, and he embodied humility and integrity. When you look at him, you just wish you can have an ounce of that personality, that him himself, because it doesn't matter whatever the race you are, whether you're a woman, you're a man, you're a young person, you're an old person, black, white, Indian, colored. He did not see those things. When you greet him, he'll greet back. He'll ask, "How are you?" He genuinely cared for his people. He cared for his staff here. He cared for the community at large. I know sometimes when we don't have water, he would tell the community, "Go to the masjid. We have bowl. Go and collect water." So he genuinely did lead by example. And one thing that I appreciated as well, I hope I'm not rushing, was he was he was an advocate for education, and he wanted women in the tech field. He he would move heaven and earth, mountains, to make sure that girls and women, regardless of the age, they are educated and they are, they're brought into the digital world. That nobody should be left behind. So he opened up those doors for our communities. And what I love, he didn't have to go, very far. He started where he is. He made sure that if anybody is going to benefit, let it be Palm Ridge, the neighboring communities of Palm Ridge. Let me empower my people first, and when they've got the skills, we take them, we go and empower other people. So knowing that we're never going to have his guidance, his wisdom, it's really sad, and we make a lot of dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Jannat al-Firdaus and comfort in his qabr, inshallah. And yeah, that's all. And actually, yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity to pay my last respect to Uncle Smiley. Assalamualaikum. Jazakallah khairan.
Jazakallah, Sister Zaida, for those words. Sister Zaida is my friend. She's a colleague. She's everything. And something that she didn't mention as part of her Siyafunda journey, she was the first person at Siyafunda to actually go to Morocco and represent Siyafunda and South Africa for the Women Empowerment Program. She's like the first person that has been through this program. And after that, with COVID coming in, we had to attend to the sessions virtually, but she got to go there and interact with other women from other parts of Africa, sharing her skills, her love for education, her love for working with people. I still feel as though had we not met Uncle Smiley or been through Siyafunda, we would be talking a different story today. We'd be sitting at home and just possibly losing hope. But that is not what we wish for our youth out there, not just only our youth, but anyone in the community that is out there. Uh, there are challenges that we face in life, but it shouldn't be our downfall. It should be a reason for us to get up, keep moving, keep going till we get to the top where we feel this is where I want to be. Uncle Smiley has always told us to go for our dreams. Within the Siyafunda organization, he used to always shout at the team, not in a bad way, but in a constructive way that here's courses. Every now and then he would send programs, free programs, register, upskill yourself, and we then have to share that knowledge with everybody on our community partners group. We always send messages as an influx, and I know it's very overwhelming for our partners, but at the end of the day, I cannot stay with a message and say I don't want to overwhelm our partners, but because too many messages going in at one time. But let each partner, let each person, let everyone take part in upskilling themselves. He was always stop sitting and not doing anything. Upskill yourself. You need a voucher or you need to write an exam, an international exam. They'd always say, reach out, send us an email, give us the costing of how much the cost is actually is, and Siyafuna will cover for that. And this is the reason why we are all sitting where we are today, because of the drive, the dedication, the motivation, most of all the pushing that go ahead, do this, go and learn this, go out for training, go do this, go do that, so that you always empower yourself. And there's a favorite line that we always like telling our youth whenever we go out for training is that learning has no full stop. It has no starting. You went to school, you completed matric. It doesn't mean you need to sit back, or you didn't get accepted to university, sit back. It doesn't mean sit back. Go out there, look for colleges, look for universities. If you want to further your studies, look for Siyafunda centers in your community. Do a short course. You don't know what the door lies ahead of you. Through the years, starting at Siyafunda, through my years, we had the opportunity of empowering students that completed their matric the previous year, and we take them through a 3 month program and we empower them with various skills. And this was something Uncle used to always drive himself personally and say, take this person and this person and this person, sit down with them, ask them what courses they would like to do. And once they've decided, let me know, I'll cover the costs. We have many people that have been through the Siyafunda organization. Today, they're sitting as lawyers. Today, they're sitting as center managers. Today, we are sitting and looking forward to take everybody, walk with everybody through the journey with us. And just now, I'd just like to read a few messages of some colleagues that couldn't join us. So we work with government from different levels. So we work with libraries at the city of Johannesburg. Unfortunately, they couldn't join us, but they do send their condolences. And these are the words of Mr. Jeff Nyoka, who's the manager of e-learning services at the City of Johannesburg libraries. And he says, Mr. Smiley's passing is a huge loss to us as community workers. He was one of our partners in community development. In the City of Johannesburg, he supported our staff training to introduce coding when we started. That was in 2016. And we have continued to work with Siyafunda since then, learning from each other because of his leadership. I I He prays for comfort for the family as well as the staff so that we get the healing. It's not easy losing a gentleman, an angel that we have lost. It's not easy to continue, but may the Almighty grant us all strength and give us the guidance to continue and walk in his shoes, continue to empower the community. Next up, I'd like to invite a gentleman called Mr. Abdul Manak. We had the pleasure to meet him last year at the Leadership Summit, and this is where Uncle had received an award for a leadership award last year, and we've met him since then, but he's known Uncle for almost a long time, just interacting here and there, not a full-time interaction. Mr. Abdul Manak, you're welcome to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I feel humbled, I feel blessed, I feel grateful, I feel touched Uncle Smiley has touched the lives of many of you who are here. He's also touched my life. It's only been a recent meeting of him. I heard of Siyafunda, I heard of the work they're doing, and I always said one day I will touch base with Siyafunda, and the journey was a very late one. It was in October, just recently, when Uncle Smiley was honored as one of the top contributors in the entire South Africa for his contribution, and honored in a tribute by at the Future Leadership with Nick, where I also was with Sunil, and he introduced me to Uncle Smiley. What a humble soul. And when you meet the soul, you just fall in love with him. This is Uncle Smiley. I didn't know him, I never met him. But when someone is humble, when someone is honest, when someone is true and pure to his word and his actions, you feel touched. In Islam, they say when a Muslim or a soul dies, his good deeds end except three. One is the ongoing charity that he does. The second is a righteous child that prays for him. And the third is one who gives beneficial knowledge to others. And this is what he's done, given beneficial knowledge to others. And that continues right till his death and after and beyond. So it's a continuous process. How did he give beneficial knowledge to the organization I'm with? I'm part of a organization called Leaders of Today, Leadership Reset. And what we do, I'm a professional cricketer. Today I just did a talk also at a school called Predwin, empowering young kids, inspiring them, talk to them basically on Ramadan, the upcoming of Ramadan, and also empowering them with different tools of how to be proactive, productive, and inspired. Uncle Smiley, I called him just towards the end of November after we met. He says, please give me a call, let's have a chat. And he asked me, what do I do? I says, no, I'm running a camp in December, early January. He says, what's the camp about? I said, it's about orphans, empowering orphans, young orphans, where we're looking to sponsor some of these kids, empower them, and take them to the next level of the camp at Lido. He says, "Are there any girls?" I says, "Yes, we have girls." He says he would sponsor some of the girls. Without even asking, he opened his heart, and I was touched by this. And immediately, when you have a person as a hand that's open to give, not close to take, your heart opens. I says, Uncle Smiley, please, at this camp, I know you do robotics. I know you do all these amazing things in technology. Can you bring your team and bring them? Then immediately I got in touch with Faiza. She immediately engaged, and they were there at the camp. I spoke to Uncle Smiley prior to the camp. He said he's going to a pilgrimage to Mecca to Umrah, and he apparently just couldn't make it. I called him. He said he's not feeling too well, and we chatted after the camp, where he sponsored three of these kids that were orphans and helped them be empowered. After the camp, he said, "Thank you." I says, "No, I should thank you." I asked him how he is, and I found out about his cancer and his illness, and we interacted from that day. We engaged from that day. I says, Almighty will not put you through anything that you cannot bear, and may Almighty make it easy for you. After difficulty, there will be ease. When a person dies a peaceful death, quietly, without suffering for long periods, it means that Almighty is pleased with him. Took him at a time where, as much as we want him to be still around and serve, our time is limited. What I learned from this is that our time is limited, our time is short, and to teach us that make the most of every moment, like he did. Be an example, like he did. Be kind. He was someone that helped the soul, not hurt the soul. He was someone that complimented you, not criticized you. He was someone that was loyal, true, and genuine. He was someone that hand was open to give, not to take. When your hand is closed, his hand was under. Take from me. What do you need? Now that is the kind of soul that we learn to be. So the tribute for me is I'm just grateful. I'm humbled. I'm honored to have met Uncle Smile. I hope our journey would have been a lot longer. But from my side, I would like to continue this journey with Siyafunda. How can I help? How can we continue his legacy? How can we play a part in effectively empowering others so that he and we and Siyafunda can give beneficial knowledge to other youths to turn today's learners into tomorrow's leaders? And who benefits? Those who have started this process, those who have, and we can continue those rewards. So may Almighty grant him high stages in paradise. May his soul be in calm, and may his grave be filled with continuous blessings, nur, and light. And may his family, who's been through this tough time and continue will be to us, may Almighty make it easy for them. And for everyone that is Patek, may us, all of us, continue doing the work, and we ask, what can we learn? Continue this legacy wherever you are. Continue being kind, continue being humble, and continue being a servant, and making a difference to the universe. Faiza, thank you for allowing me to share a few moments of my time. I'm grateful, I'm humbled, I'm honored to have met Uncle Smiley, and also said, like many of you, and you're doing a sterling job there, controlling your tears, emotions, and the way you do so. Thank you for this brief opportunity. And may Almighty make it easy for all those close to Him, near to Him, dear to Him. It's anything we can do from our side. Our hearts are open, doors are open, and words are open. So please reach out. We are here for you and for your whole entire team.
Right. Sorry. Thank you very much, Abdul, for those words. May Allah take us from strength to strength and also guide us through this journey as we walk together. So back to just looking at a few messages in our chat, and I'd just like to ask anyone that would like to share their words of encouragement, or be it a moment that you've shared with Uncle Smiley, you're welcome to raise your hand and we'd allow for you to share. Noting that we only have about 30 minutes left before we close off session one. Let's make the most of our time. So just looking at the chat, we've got Vuyani Majola, one of our community partners based in the Eastern Cape. And he says, I can only describe him as a very resourceful and accessible leader. Thank you so much for instilling the value of genuine humanity from Fresh Hope e-learning center in the Eastern Cape. We also have a message from Sabiha Lambat, who says, on behalf of his nieces and nephews, we are touched by all the achievements and successes of my dear uncle. We to the Almighty that we can follow in his, we pray to the Almighty that we can follow in his footsteps and legacy. May Siyafunda grow from strength to strength and hope that his legacy will carry on from Sabiha Lambat. Ameen. May Allah accept. And then from Amina the Silva, who says, Assalamu alaikum. I hope all is well, inshallah. Juma Mubarak. Words cannot express how I feel about Uncle Smiley. He was like a father figure to many of us. He gave us opportunities and helped us build our confidence. He was a unique individual who never discriminated anyone, treating everybody equally. Uncle Smiley played a significant role in being a father to me. May Allah grant him Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen, Amina. And from Sister Zahira, he was truly a champion, a cheerleader for education and self-empowerment. He may be gone from this dunya, but his work will continue to pave the road for those still coming, and he will remain in our minds, our hearts, and our du'as, prayers. I have full confidence in the ability of our current Siyafunda team, as they are very much capable to reach even higher heights and continue all the necessary work that still needs to be carried out. Thank you so much for those words. Is there anyone that would like to share their moments or any words of encouragement to the family, to the Siyafunda team, to the partners, to everybody that knew him, before I spotlight anyone?
Hi, Faiza. I just wanted to just share. I think one of the most powerful thing that Mr. Smiley used to really advocate, and I think the guys touched on it, was more around being humble, right? I think as many of us become in leadership or powerful positions, we should not forget that the young people that we are helping, we need to create a door of openness so that the people can come and approach you. What usually happens is that once you get to that position, you leave the people that you are actually, that groomed you to be the leader that you are. And I think one of the good thing that I learned from Mr. Smiley was to always um, go back and always rooted, and he's constant to what he believed in, right? You'll never find him as a different person to what you actually met him. He's consistent throughout the way. I think many of us, yes, life does humble you a lot of things, but stay consistent and true to what you firmly believe in. And I think this is the mistakes as young people or people that are going into those powerful roles where you effectively got tools to actually change some of our young people's or even the community that you work in. If you've got the powers to do that, I think it's within us to really find that we can implement. And I think that's the only biggest issue with our South African challenges today. You'll find a person who's a very like Mr. Smiley who's able to do this, but many of us don't have the means to do that. But what I would encourage with you is that do not despair. The little that you've got, I think I always say, start with what you can control. And that's one thing I learned from Mr. Smiley. What I can control, what I can contribute, where I can help. It's not necessarily you have to always have to take out the money. And I think this is what we are missing in the greater society of everybody that we are talking to. And for me, what I've learned is that when you are volunteering or helping people, God blesses you at the same time. And whatever the guys are doing with Siyafunda, one of the most powerful thing and maybe hidden to the public as a whole is that the guys that are working as young people, it's fulfilling to them and they love what they're doing. I hope many of us as we remember Mr. Smiley as a great, humble leader that he was he believed in the idea that we're going to liberate everybody. I think for me, the key message from everybody that was sharing here was to really remember him as a giant he was, but also make sure that his legacy is not forgotten and we can always carry on his great work that he's done. And it's really upon us as people that are here celebrating the wonderful works that he's done. He's passed on his torch. I also want to give a great encouragement to the family. The family lent us Mr. Smiley, and Smiley was actually the person that was going across many communities from all the diversities that we find in South Africa. And he did not forget that he's a man of faith. And he made sure that he encouraged some of our guys to understand faith is quite important. Because you cannot believe and family say you're going to support other people and you don't have faith. And I think that's one of the things that we need to understand. We may not see the end results, but what we are doing today and planting the seed. I think the lady just spoke about the coding for the young people. I think the biggest story is to really honor Mr. Smiley, is really taking some of those young guys that have done the codings, take those stories and let's find a platform. I will even use it within my HP space where I can take it and share it with the world to say, you know what, we've done a great deal. We have a young man that has developed an automated dustbin. I don't know how many of us that are here in South Africa that always listens to the most negative noise, right? And I'll call it noise because if your mind is really captured with that type of information, you kind of like tend to really believe that there's nothing, no end, there's no hope. And I think it's what you feed in your mind and the energy that comes with that negative information. But the stories that are supposed to uplift us are not shared. They have been helped by some of our guys that was, like Mr. Smiley, that was working with a lot of collaboration. And I think this is one of the things. Let's always use collaboration as a means to opening up doors for others, right? Do not be afraid to go out and collaborate with other guys. And I think one of the words that the guys used here was around competition. If there's somebody that's already doing it in the area, look at where you can have greater impact. I think that's the story that Mr. Smiley would want us to do. Siyafunda, Mr. Smiley used to be your coach. He used to be your mentor. Um, and I firmly believe there's other people within the team that can now carry the baton now. It's kind of like a relay, right? You'll carry the baton and hold this going forward. From an HP perspective, we're ahead. We know that he was quite incredible. He came to our event while he was sick after the operation. We were quite honored to see him. I mean, our MD for HP was there, and both our directors were there. And it was quite humbling to see how serious he takes the programs that he goes in. He goes in physically, he goes in with his team. He also knows the team can deliver with or without him. So to you, Pfizer, and the team behind you, Pfizer, do not lose hope. You're not alone. You've got the likes of us from every other angle. You've got the ITA behind you. You've got the HP team behind you. You've got many other guys that have got different skills that will always, when you want help and when you are lost and you are in cul-de-sac, come back and say, Eric, this is what's happening. How do I move beyond? And I think that those type of networks, it's what Mr. Smiley was doing. We need to tap into each other to know how we can grow and move forward. I think that for me, that was one of the biggest lessons I've learned with Mr. Smiley when I served with him on the board and when he was doing most of the things that were kind of like he didn't want to share them, but they were already in public domain. We cannot hide the powerful stories that Siyafunda is doing, right? And the other partnerships. We want to hear about you guys. I don't want to only hear about you guys only in this platform. We also want to hear what you guys are doing for those communities because you don't know what difference it will make to any other young person that has lost hope. that you are offering those trainings that will change their life so that they can have a better life or better outcome for the future. Thank you, guys. That's all I could say.
Thank you so much, Eric, for those words. Just to go through the chat again, we have a message from Aaron Mashaba who said, greetings. He gave himself in serving others. He was selfless and extraordinary human being. The community of Foslerus, Newcastle, Danausa, and Witbank were given a chance to learn ITC skills through Siyafunda. He was a humble soul that he always cared. May the Almighty continue to bless Siyafunda as a whole, to continue walking in his footprints and beyond. Into his family, my condolences, and may the Almighty give you strength to live on. From Puleng Moyaha, one of our staff members, we've been through the journey. She got to deal with Uncle in earlier stages than myself, and she says, Ntate was truly a pioneer for education. I am what I am today because of him, the constant shouting to do better, and he liked throwing us under the bus, where he would go and introduce you to big shots and leave you there, and you have to find your way. It won't be the same without him. Just the other day was waiting for a high text back on a certain but Dolola, and it felt somehow, but his legacy lives within us, and we will continue with his vision. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Then from LC Kekana, we are from DCDT and ICT fraternity won't be the same again. May his legacy continue to shine as we continue to take action in advancing equity, in growing digital world, and growing in the growing digital world to make positive change. May his soul continue to rest in eternal peace. From Fatima Aswad, who is uncle's cousin in London. Their fathers were brothers. We are overwhelmed with sadness and grief. May Allah grant him the highest abode of Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen. We visited him a few times, and he and his wife were extremely hospitable and exceptionally generous. Allah reward him in abundance. Ameen. As we know, Uncle has been a true gentleman in whatever he did, and he couldn't have done it on his own. He had the love, the support, a shoulder that he could always cry on whenever he gets home, whenever we give him a hard time from Siyafunda, whenever a report is due at 5 o'clock and it's not in at 5. Obviously, there is someone that he goes back home to and just lashes out his frustrations. She's been there for him. She's been there patiently. She's always been with him step by step. And we'd like to send our love, our support, our and our prayers to Auntie Khairunisha, who is Uncle's wife. She's always been there for Uncle. She's always supported him in this dream. Had it been someone that didn't have that support, that love, that motivation, that go out there, do what you love, I don't think we would be where we are today. And we'd like to just extend our gratitude to Auntie Khairunisha for being that support that everybody needed, be it the staff, be it anyone that comes in. And Khairun had the opportunity, or some of the stakeholders had the opportunity to be hosted by Uncle Smiley's wife whenever they came to visit Uncle or had meetings at home. And she wouldn't complain, but she would go out of the way and ensuring that they have something before they leave. Whenever you visit, and the Siyafunda team can attest to this, even the family, whenever you get to Auntie Khairun's house, she will never let you go without not even a glass of water. You cannot leave the house. That's how open-hearted his wife is, as much as Uncle was an open-hearted person. May Allah continue to grant Auntie strength and take her from strength to strength. It's not an easy journey. As much as we are all sitting here sharing our pain, sharing our moments, just think of what Auntie is going through. She got to spend every day, every minute, every hour, every second with the one that she loves most. And we pray that the Almighty gives her the support, gives her the courage to continue this journey, and for her to know that she is not alone. Uncle Smiley, apart from his biological family, he had a huge family. Some couldn't make it today because it was a short notice arrangement. Usually, when it's Girls in ICT Day, we normally host just a virtual meetup and we just share words of encouragement, do a short training. But today, we're doing it different, celebrating a legend in the ICT space. And many couldn't join us today, but their hearts, their support, their sympathy is with everybody that has lost this great man. He's not just anybody that you can find. He was truly an angel. Whenever you needed help, he was always there. You call him 10 o'clock at night or even midnight, and you just call him with 20 cents. He'll call you back just to find out why are you calling. And if he needs of assistance, he'll be there to assist you. In some cases, you find it's a rainy weather, there's no taxis for you to get home, and you just text him, Salam's uncle, can you please take me home? He would happily do that and tell you, give me 5 minutes, I'll be there, I'll take you home. And he would make sure that when you get out of the car, you are in the yard before he drives off. He had this thing that we always make fun of at the center. Uncle Smiley had the tendency of whenever he drives his car, he's the only one that could do this. Before the car is parked, Uncle is already outside. How he used to do that, we will never know. He just gets to the parking spot. The car is still braking. Uncle is already out of the car. That was, and we'd always sit and ask, how does Uncle do this? And we try to understand how does he do it. As a drivers, you might know how he does this, but only he could do it. And we always used to make fun of this whenever someone drives his car. I'm like, this car is complaining today that the owner is not driving it because you're not stopping the way he usually stops and parks his car. But nonetheless, he has touched so many lives. I'm just going to share one interview that was conducted by one of the partners. And this lady did her workplace experience with another Siyafunda partner who's been with Siyafunda for a very long time. She was a friend of Uncle in the ICT space, and they would then work together in establishing centers. And this lady went through their center to do the computer course, and today she is managing a center in Durban. So please allow me to share my screen.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Dudu Dlamini from Stena in KwaZulu-Natal. I just want to share my journey with you, where it all started in ICT, my journey in ICT. My journey started in 2015 in Vlakfontein. At that time, I was computer illiterate, I must say. But luckily for me, I was granted an opportunity by Nina and Mrs. Makam to study whilst working as an administrator at the same time. So it was not an easy thing, but then it was manageable because Nina was always there at all times to teach me everything because she was most of the days she was at the center. So I started my journey there, and whilst working as an administrator, I learned most of the things from that time from her, from then a facilitator. So yeah, then in 2016, I had to come back home after my mother passed on. But then in 2017, I opened my own center in staying at Clean Hills, which is it's a township suburban It was quite a center. I had 15 computers, which is the PCs. Um, it was 15 of them. We operated until another morning when we came, and then computers were taken, they were stolen. So, but even then, my passion never stopped me. I kept on going. I had that passion, the undying passion. That's how they call it. So we kept on going. In 2018, I opened another center. By then, Mr. Ahmed Smiley assisted me with some laptops. So I had those laptops. So I opened another center in Kranskop, which is it's the rural somewhere in KZN. So we operated there from 2018 until 2021. I managed to train quite a huge number of women, or quite a huge number of youth. I worked with various schools. I trained grade 12s and grade 11s. I trained grade 7s, because most of the people where I was, hence it was the deep rural, it was for the first time seeing computers. So it was quite a journey, a very astonishing journey. All right. And then whilst I was operating in Kranskop, I had an opportunity to be selected whilst with Siyafunda. I was selected to work with Digify Africa. So we partnered from 2021. Yes, from 2021. Um, the main goal was to train young people, which is it was mainly schools, grade 12s, or the youth, if I may put it that way. So because most of the times I work closely with schools where I am. So we trained a number of high schools with digital literacy. We worked from 2021 until 2023. Whilst I was working with Digify Africa, then I was approached to work with Nemisa as well, through the leadership of Siyafunda still. Worked from 2022 until it stopped recently. Their main goal was to work with youth, also with women, for digital entrepreneurship cause, where you train women and youth, or people with disabilities. Since we are in the era of 4IR, which is the fourth industrial revolution. So, and now that the technology is here, what are the businesses that are available in this time that we're in this era? So people must be computer literate. So it was quite a journey for me there. We worked until it stopped recently. Then after, whilst I was on that journey, in 2021 we opened a crèche that is still operating even till to date. And currently, recently, we've partnered with Radharupsing Primary School. We will be teaching computer skills, computer basic and user, and you name the work. Also, again, with Digify Africa, there's a program that they wanted me to teach, they've asked me to teach, which is called Digify Pro. It's quite a journey. Teaching is, I mean, it's in me, it's in every fiber of my being. So it's been quite a blessed journey. It's been quite a blessed journey. So today I just want to share with you that it is possible. It doesn't matter where you come from. So with you guys, I just wanted to share with you that it is possible. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you've been through, but it is possible through the through the hard work. You can achieve anything. Be persistent in your passion. Be persistent in what you do. Try by all means to educate yourself. Grab each and every opportunity that is exposed, that is given unto you. Search all the possible opportunities. Do not just sit and then expect things to come knocking on your door. Work as hard as you can. It is not easy. When you see someone being a trainer, you think it is easy. It is not that easy, but it is doable. Through the hard work, you can achieve. I mean, when I met with Nina, Dr. Ahmed, Smiley, and with Siyafunda, it was a few years back. I mean, in 2025, I will be marking 10-year anniversary with them. Stick to the people that you've started with. Make sure that you do not lose the people that you started your journey with. Whatever that you do, make sure, because they are your mentors, they will always remember you. Most of the doors that opened for me, it was through the people that I've known through the years. It was through for me to even start with Siyafunda. It was through Nina, and from Nina to Dr. Ahmed Smiley, from Dr. Ahmed Smiley to Digify Africa, from Digify Africa to Nemisa. God knows what is next. So never lose the contact of the people that you worked with. Always be consistent with them. Always study. Always do whatever causes that you can, to upskill yourself. I always do that. Always upskill yourself. Never ever allow any setback in your life. So it is possible, as you can see. Thank you very, very much, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity given for me tonight. Thank you.
As we get to hear from Tutu Dlamini's story, passion, dedication, leadership, never lose contact of the people that you've worked with before. This was Uncle, in short. Whoever he has impacted on, they would tell you the very same thing. You need to be dedicated. You need to keep contact, keep networking. When you go to events, don't just get there and sit there, have the nice food. It's not about the food, but it's about who's there that you can collaborate with, work together with. And you know what? Collaboration makes the relationship even better, because when you go down to the community, you can then rope in different partners. For instance, we are not just an organization that feels GDFI reaches out to us and they say, we have a project, we need to reach so many people in those provinces. And we've introduced them to our community partners. And from there, when they continue with the relationship, that's what builds us as Siyafunda, because they got connected through us, but we're not taking credit. It's not about the credit that we are taking, but it's the impact of our partnership that we had with different stakeholders. It's not just Digify Africa, it's not just JASA, but Junior Achievement South Africa, but we've got many other programs in the pipeline that we are bringing out to the communities that we collaborate with our community partners. In our closing, we've got a message from Temba Itimu, who's also part of our staff, who says, I remain in a state of disbelief, and the reality of Uncle Smiley's passing still shocks me. Throughout the many years I spent working alongside him, I never considered him merely a boss, but rather a father figure. From my early days, he took me under his wing, recognizing and nurturing my abilities. He served as a mentor, shaping and empowering me into the man I am today. Uncle Smiley's focus on love, community empowerment, and bringing positive change to countless lives was truly admirable. As I reflect on the time we shared, I hope that the Siyafunda team can carry forward the torch he lit. May Allah grant us all the strength to cope with this loss. My deepest condolences go out to the entire Siyafunda team, partners, stakeholders, Uncle Smiley's family. My continuous prayers are with you during this challenging time. Thank you very much, Temba. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in closing? All right, I guess silence means there's nothing. So just in closing, I'd like to just reshare the video we played in the beginning. Some could not get to view it, so I'll just share it again.
Every time I close my eyes, I see in front of me. I still can hear your voice calling out my name. And I remember all the stories you told me. I miss the time you were around. I miss the time you were around. But I'm so grateful for every moment I spent with you, 'cause I know life won't last forever. You went so soon, so soon. You left so soon, so soon. I have to move on, 'cause I know it's been too long. I gotta stop the tears, keep my faith and be strong. I'll try to take it all, even though it's so hard. I see you in my dreams, but when I wake up you are gone, gone so soon. Night and day, I still feel you are close to me, and I remember you in every prayer that I make. Every single day, may you be shaded by His mercy. But life is not the same, and it will never be the same. But I'm so thankful for every memory I shared with you, 'cause I know this life is not forever. You went so soon, so soon. You left so soon, so soon. I have to move on, 'cause I know it's been too long. I gotta stop the tears, keep my faith and be strong. I'll try to take it all, even though it's so hard. I see you in my dreams, but when I wake up you are gone. There were days when I had no strength to go on. I felt so weak and I just couldn't help asking why. Oh, but I got through all the pain when I truly accepted that to God we all belong and to Him we'll return.
Just before we close off, I would like to just invite Dr. Faisal Jasat to say a few words. He is our landlord here at Siyafunda. Dr. Faisal Jasat. Please don't forget to unmute your microphone. Tema, can you please go and assist Dr. Jasad to unmute?
Salam Faisal.
Yes, Tema.
Doctor is with the patient. Unfortunately, won't be able to talk.
All right, no worries. We'll get him in the second session. A big thank you goes out to everyone that has taken out their time. You've dedicated your time to join us as we celebrate the life of a legend in the ICT space. Life will never be the same, but now we need to take whatever that he has shared with us, work with it, and may the Almighty grant us the strength. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you and the Siyafunda team as well. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Shah.
you, Faiza. Thank you, Faiza. And I like keep you strong, and I like keep Auntie Sayuru strong also. And the whole team of Siyafunda, may Allah keep you strong and all our partners in this great loss that we have experienced. And inshallah, we just be there for each other and help each other wherever we can. And Faiza, keep strong, my friend. I'm making a lot of du'as for you and Uncle Amma's family, inshallah, and everybody that is just been hit by this loss, inshallah, that Allah must give us strength and help us continue with his work and find comfort and hopefully this loss will also draw us closer to our creator and so that we can build a relationship with him so that we can have a solid relationship with him because we are aware that we're living on borrowed time and we are we are here we're here in passing and this is a great example to say when Allah give you the chance to make a difference, do not squander it. Make use of it.
Thank you, everybody. And I
Thank you.
for the
Bye.
Siyafunda team. And thank you, everybody, to attending and celebrating Mr. Smiley. And
His
thank you so
legacy,
much
and
on
I
his
truly do
legacy.
believe that when you do things for the sake of Allah and for the sake of your Creator, the one who gave you the knowledge and the ability, everything is possible, inshallah. Let's keep up the good job, inshallah.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Saida.
Steve. Thank you from ODA. We really appreciate this moment. And let's keep on praying and hold on to keep this train moving. Aslim.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Let's continue with the work that he left for us. Let's continue saving our people. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Team ODA. Thank you very much, Eric. And thank you to everybody that has joined us. I think we have Dr. Faisal Jasat. Thank you, Eric. We'll try and get Doctor to join us in the second session. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. For the community partners that didn't manage to share their words, you're welcome to join the second session and share your words of encouragement, your moments in the second session. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody who has been watching us live on YouTube. If you missed some parts of the live session, you're welcome to recap on the YouTube session. Thank you very much.